Hi everyone. Decided to put this video together because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be able to cover on October 11th. Because I know Ryan has a lot of really cool things to show our group, so I wanted to make sure that I could at least put a little video together that can show you a couple tips on how you can use your interactive boards effectively. And again, this doesn't matter if you use the Active Inspire software, which I'm running right now, or if you use the Notebook 10 software. A lot of the techniques I'm going to show can apply to either program. I hope to be able to show you some of the techniques that I use to be able to create this flip chart. This flip chart is found on the Y drive, so if you navigate to the Y drive, you can actually open this and you can actually click on some of the links. I do have a link here to my literacy blog that if you want to leave a comment either during our in service on October 11th, or if after you watch this video, if you have any questions, you can post your questions right there. Let's take a quick look at how I actually created this page, how I was able to group, how I was able to add links to pictures, how I was able to add a simple action that I can reveal text by clicking a button. Okay, let's show you how I did this. My next page is actually a blank page, so I'm going to show you how I actually created that first page. First thing I did, I needed a background picture. So I actually went to Google and I actually just searched the images, welcome back, and I was able to find this welcome back Cotter picture. So what I did was I viewed the full size of it. Now this is a technique, once this loads, I'm going to show you a little technique, and it's really a shortcut. You can just save this image or you can copy this image. Okay, here's the image that I would like. Instead of just simply copying and pasting this picture, I'm going to show you the drag and drop method. I'm going to left click, holding the left click button, and drag it down to Active Inspire. And I'm going to wait for Active Inspire to pop open, and I'm going to drag it up. Now I can let go, and now I have my image. Next, I'm going to resize this image so that it fills up my white space. So I'm going to just drag this around, and I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, it's going to change the proportion a little bit, but it's still going to look okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I would like to lock this into position so that I don't move this around by mistake. So when I look up here, I'm going to have a little menu icon, and I have a choice to lock it in place. Now I can't move it. Okay, I want to show you how I covered up the word Cotter. Okay, I used the shape tool, and I chose the rectangle. Now the first set of colors is going to be the border of your shape. The other set is going to be the fill of your shape. Now I don't have this brown, so again it really doesn't matter right now the colors that I choose. I'm going to show you another technique so that I can actually make both the outer and inner part of this box the brown of this background. So right now that's pretty obvious that I'm covering up a word, because you can clearly see that box. But what I want to show you is you can use your paint bucket. Now with the paint bucket, you can choose a color. Now I don't see this brown, so here's a little technique. Just pick a color and right click on the color. So I'm going to use this color up here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to use my dropper. Now what this does, it allows you to put this dropper on really any part of your background. So I want this brown, so I'm going to use this brown. I know this is the brown of my background, so when I click in the box, it's going to change that brown. Now I need to click on the border because I want the border to be that same color. And now, just like magic, it looks like that word Cotter is gone. And again, I could lock this in place because it's still an object. You can kind of see that I'm moving this around. I could lock this in place, just like we did before. And the nice thing now is I can put text on top of this. So when I use my text tool, I can choose a color. I'm going to use black, and I'm just going to write out Exeter. It would help if I knew how to spell Exeter correctly. And I'm going to change the font. Let's make that a little bit bigger. So up here you can choose your font size. So let's do 36. And then the next thing I did, to give like a little 3D effect, I duplicated this. Okay? And then I'm going to make one of them white. So I'm going to take this, make this top part, and I'm going to make it white. So again, I don't see white up here. You may have white already, but I'm going to, let's get rid of this purple. I'm going to right click, and now I can choose white, and now I can reposition this so it kind of gives like a little 3D effect. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to group it. So again, when I pass through what I need to group together, I have the menu appear, and one of the icons is your grouping icon. So now this will travel as a group. Okay, and if I want to make that bigger, I can make it bigger by using this increase the size. And finally, I can rotate it. So I can rotate it either way. So that's kind of how I created that effect. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is how you can capture an image from a website using the camera tool, and how to actually create a link to that particular website. So there is an icon that, if you have no idea what it does, it freaks teachers out, because when you click it, it's going to make your Active Inspire basically disappear, and you're going to get a small tiny circle on your desktop. So watch what happens when I click the desktop tools icon. Okay, so now what I have is my desktop, and I just happen to have my window open to my website. Okay, now let's just say that I want to go to this particular website. Okay, the address is up here, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture so that I can actually have a picture that I can then link to this website. So you have a camera icon, and I'm going to do the area snapshot, and this allows me to take a picture of whatever area that I see. So let me move this out of the way. So let's just say I want this right here, this little section. I want to take a snapshot of that. So I have the area selected, and I'm going to copy it to my clipboard. That's basically saying copy that picture, and now I'm going to return back to my flip chart. Okay, so this is how you return back to your flip chart. Return to flip charts. And now, since I copied it, I can now just simply hit paste. Okay, so I have this little image that I can move around. I can resize it. Okay, I can place it wherever I like. And now I would like this then to link to my website. So, or again, it could be any website. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the address. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to right click and copy the address. I'm going to return to my Active Inspire software, and to insert a link, you go up here to insert link, and we want to link it to a website. I'm just going to paste in my address. And here's where you have some choices. So you could have it appear just as the big ugly text on your flip chart, or you could have it as a little image, a little picture of like a globe, an action object, or what I'm going to do is an existing object that's already created on my flip chart. So when I click this little icon, I can actually choose the image. So that's the image right here. So again, you could link it to text, but I'm going to use the image here, and I'm going to hit OK. And hit OK one more time. And now I just have to click that icon, and it's going to take me directly to my website. So just to prove that, I'm going to close this and close my Internet Explorer. I'm going to go back to Active Inspire, and I'm just going to click here, and it's going to open. And there it is. Okay, next I want to talk about all the space you had outside the actual page that you're seeing. Again, all this stuff, space out here, and you can actually control that by going up here. If I don't want to see this space here, I can actually say fit the width. Okay? But the nice thing about having all that space, you can place items outside here that you can pull in. So let me quickly show you how I was able to pull a picture of Brian into my actual view of my page. So let me quickly take a picture. Again, we'll review this. My desktop tools. That's going to put a little wheel here, right here on my desktop. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a window that I want to take a picture of. So I just happen to have Brian's website right here. And I'm going to take a picture of Brian, again, using the area snapshot. And I'm going to choose an area like this. I'm going to copy it to clipboard. I'm going to return to my flip chart, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, so I have this, and I can resize this. Okay, I'm going to put this off to the side. Now again, I had a link then to Brian's website. You can insert a link right to as this picture. The next thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to use my shape tool, and I'm going to draw an arrow. Again, this is my border of my arrow. This is my fill. Just going to happen to pick two colors, and I'm going to put a little arrow. Now to group this, again, right now this arrow is not grouped. It's not going to pull the picture of Brian in until I actually place the arrow where I want it and then pass through the items that I want to group. And then I just hit the group icon, and now this is grouped together. So I can actually position this arrow like so, and I'm going to go back to best fit, and again, if I decide, maybe I'll put it right about there so that when I'm doing my little presentation, I know I can pull an item in. Okay, and I use that throughout my example flip chart that you can actually view by navigating to the Y drive.